Well, hello, friends and family, and all who listen to this podcast. Unfiltered here. Little update. If you don't follow me on social media, you would know. If you do follow me on social media, you know that yesterday I got vaccinated finally. And the reason why. Now, I had already planned to get vaccinated at some point, but I was definitely in the camp of taking my time. For starters, I already had COVID back in January, so I'm still in the antibody phase of this whole thing. And I still have questions. I still have concerns about the long-term effects of these vaccinations. I'm not an anti-vaxxer and all that. I'm pro-science, obviously, but there's a lot of questions, and it's legitimate. I remember last week I caused a lot of stir on Twitter because I mentioned, that I don't like the rhetoric of people giving others, people who are not pro-vaccinated or at least have legitimate questions about the vaccines, giving them grief about it. Now, the key word there is legitimate. If they're legitimate concerns, like mine's legitimate. I'm not playing politics. I'm not playing. I'm not doing that crap. I'm not playing, I have legitimate concerns. However, and my wife had actually had her vaccination, her appointment for vaccination to get vaccinated yesterday. What happened yesterday was that we were on the way to the vaccinations, on the way to getting her vaccinated. I had gotten and saw something from my job stating that today, that customers will now have the option to wear a mask or not. And that's after 2 days ago of our Governor DeSantis, issued rolling back the mask mandates across the entire state. Which I do have some mixed feelings about that decision. Ultimately, people are getting vaccinated for the most part. I mean, I know I'm hearing this report about it's only 20% of citizens have gotten vaccinated in the state. The numbers, I'm very skeptical of those numbers, so I'm not going to sit there and say that's legitimate or not. But I do think that people are getting vaccinated for the most part, and I think as we roll into this new month of May, nationwide, more people getting vaccinated. I mean, Joe Biden's his goal of 100 million people getting needles in their arm before May 1st was he crushed that number, and he's done it again. He's doubled that number before May 1st. And by July, the goal is to be closer to normal than we've been in quite a while. So we are on our way to getting there. So in one hand, I do tend to, side with our governor, on this, because we do need to start getting back to normal. We do need to continue to progress, and we're getting there. It does feel a little, I guess, some degree, some too soon for some people. I get it, but at least businesses, I know my job. They've said for customers it's optional to wear a mask starting today, and I know next week they just said for employees it's optional starting next week. So. But the reason why I decided to exacerbate the process for me was because my wife said, well, if you're gonna, because she works in not the same job, but she works in the same place as me. If we're gonna have this, we might as well get vaccinated now, just for safety. So I, buckled up and said, okay, well, let's get vaccinated. And it was easy. Update on the vaccination so far for me. So I got the needle yesterday. I got Moderna. Yesterday, and yesterday, soreness in the arm, and maybe slight fatigue yesterday, but otherwise I felt fine. This morning I woke up, soreness in the arm, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I was a little tired this morning, a little groggy, and that's after waking up going to bed early last night, but for the most part, I feel okay right now. I do feel okay right now. I'm not as concerned in the short term in terms of how I'm going to feel. Because a lot of people say that specifically on the second shot, is when they start feeling side effects. Well, I mean, other than the needle, of course, I feel fine. So So that's that. And like I said, I did it for numerous reasons. It's funny, like when I made that post last week on social media about, the not being, a complete dick to people who are genuinely concerned, I got a bunch of mixed replies, some private, some public, about, don't do the vaccine, and people saying, no, do get vaccinated. And it's a very passionate discussion. I get that. But we need to be a little more broad, a little more accepting, a little more understanding to people who may want the vaccine and can't, and who don't want the vaccine for legitimate reasons. And again, the key word here is legitimate. If the concerns are legitimate, then yes. Now, if it's some political position, rhetoric, then that's a whole different story. I don't want to hear from you. So, but so far so good. Heading to work right now. Here in the background, I'm in my car. So we'll see how this day goes. My wife, however, felt not as good. She's had a headache this morning, so she took off work today. It's fine. So it goes. I'll probably do an update probably next 24 hours and see how I'm feeling. So anyway, that's enough for me. Update, vaccine, over and out.